Hi, welcome back to Lovely Mommy TV. I hope everyone has been living lovely since the last video. And if you're new here, we all send you a warm welcome. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a lovely sorrel cake using that rum cake recipe that we all love so much as the foundation. This is going to be a good one. Let's get into it. Okay, to get started, I'm going to rinse a few times 1 cup of dried sorrel. I've seen in some recipes, some people like to blend the sorrel into their cake, but I prefer to make a very nice concentrated sorrel syrup. So that's one of the first things we're going to do and then set it aside. One other thing that we're going to prepare and set aside is the fruit blend, which is exactly the same fruit blend that I use in my Jamaican rum cake recipe. Here's a quick snapshot of what it looks like to bring it all together, but you may also check out my Jamaican rum cake recipe video to see a full tutorial, but of course here are all the ingredients on the screen as well as down below. Hey guys, I just got an idea. Let's play a little game in this video. As you know, making a cake like this is a labor of love, and for me, it didn't take just one day to prepare between leaving time for the fruits to soak. I soaked mine for 1 week, to baking, to letting the cake cool overnight. Let me know how many times you see me change my nail color in this video, and leave a comment down below. Okay, let's get back to the recipe now. As you can see, I'm just bringing together all of the ingredients that we'll need to make the sorrel syrup concentrate. Between the water, the sorrel that we rinsed from earlier, our cinnamon, ginger, orange, cloves, and bay leaf. That's what we'll need so far. Now I am just adding all of those ingredients to the pot so that it can come together to make the sorrel syrup. You know what this part reminds me of? It reminds me of those stovetop air fresheners that you can put together, where you just put a big pot of water with some lemon peel or orange peel and rosemary, and it makes your whole house smell good once the steam starts coming off of it. So we're gonna leave this uncovered the whole time, and it's gonna smell so nice during this part of the recipe in your house. And I'm just going to give this a good stir and let it simmer on the stove for about 20 minutes on a low heat, uncovered. And you'll see as the time passes, it will simmer down, some of the liquid will evaporate, and then we'll be ready for the next step, which is to strain it off into a bowl. And then we're going to add that liquid back into the pot to finish off the syrup. And now we're just going to sweeten it with our brown sugar. And this is also going to help to thicken the syrup. So we're just going to stir that together into the liquid and let it simmer again for about another 15 minutes uncovered. Now that our sorrel syrup is done, I'm just going to transfer it over into a jar so that it can come to room temperature while we prepare the rest of the ingredients for the cake. I've also went ahead and taken out a few other things that need to come to room temperature, including the fruit blend from earlier, and 8 eggs and 4 sticks of butter. Now I'm just going to move over to the other side so that I can prep the pans that I'm going to be using to bake the cake. This time I decided to use a bundt pan. This is a small bundt. I know there are larger ones. And I'm just going to spread the batter between this bundt pan and also some mini bundt, a pan for mini buns as well. And a fun fact, I use this same pan to create the rum cake favors for my wedding when I got married, and in the last video I let you guys know that I did make some rum cake for my own wedding, and this was the pan. Okay, we're getting there, guys. This is a labor of love. So now I'm going to start to prep the cake mixture. And that starts off with our dry ingredients, of course, including our all-purpose flour, salt, and baking powder. Now just give that a nice stir so that it's all well combined. And next we're going to break out another bowl. This is a fairly large bowl because we're about to do a whole lot of mixing. Of course, you can use a stand mixer and whatever bowl comes with that, but because this batter is so heavy, I like to just use my hand mixer and a big wooden spoon. So I'm just starting off with my butter, loosening the butter up a bit. Next, go ahead and add in our brown sugar, and we're just going to spend some time creaming the butter and the sugar together. And when I say spend some time, really spend some time. This process took me about 10 to 15 minutes to get it nice and creamy and away from being really sandy like it, as you can see, it was early on. Now I went ahead and cracked my eggs into a separate bowl, and I'm also going to mix into the eggs 1 tablespoon of that orange zest that we reserved from earlier when making the syrup. Now I'm going to do the rest of this mixture in 3 parts. So I put in 1/3 of the eggs just now, and then you'll see me continue alternating between the eggs and the dry mixture 3 times. So this is the first time, and just continue watching. You'll see that it will start to come together and also get very dense until we loosen it back up again with the remaining ingredients. At this point, you see it's becoming a lot to handle for my hand mixer, and I also don't want to over mix it, so I've switched over to using my wooden spoon. Okay, now let's bring some beautiful color into this between our fruit blend. We're just gonna mix that in a little bit first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab the sorrel syrup. It's thickened up really nicely since it's been cooling, as you can see, and stir that into the batter as well. How pretty is that? And it smells so good, like the tartness from the sorrel plus the butter and the sugar. When those two combine, it's just delightful. At this point, I'm just going to continue to mix the batter very gently as we layer in the remaining ingredients. So here you see I'm adding some pure vanilla extract, and now I'm adding in some lime juice. Next, I'm going to grate a fresh piece of nutmeg right into the bowl. You're going to want 1 tablespoon. I decided to just do it right over the bowl so that it's not so messy, but of course you can measure this out separately if you need to. Continue to stir in the mixture really gently with your spoon, scraping the sides of the bowl. And remember also to like this video if you've been enjoying the process so far, and you can see yourself making this recipe very soon. This step is optional, but I did put a few drops. You could put 1 to 3 teaspoons of food coloring to this just to brighten up the cake even more, but totally optional. And all of the ingredients are finally into the bowl, and we're gonna get ready to put this into the oven, into our prepared baking pans, whichever ones that you chose to use this time. This batter is very flexible, and just use whatever pan that you have on hand, and of course adjust the baking time to the pans that you're using. I would say no matter what pan, keep your oven at a low temperature of 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, in my case, my mini buns came out first. They finished in around 20 minutes, and then my small bun came out of the oven at about 60 minutes, about an hour, and they were both done. I flipped it over and it came out beautifully. I heard the cake drop as soon as I flipped it over out of the pan. So yay me for doing a good job greasing and flouring the pan earlier. And then just like the traditional rum cake, just gonna go in with some of that wine over the top, and let this cool overnight and let the wine and everything soak. And the next day, or if you can't help yourself, you're gonna have a really beautiful cake to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Please leave any comments, any answers to how many times I changed my nail polish down below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.